Oh, good evening, Nick. It was a long day. Those jurors sent home just about an hour ago by Special Judge Fran Gull, and it was the first of what she has promised are going to be a lot of rough days, Max. That rough day got off to a start with the exposure and the production of those crime scene photos which jurors sought for the first time.
Yeah, extremely graphic photos, I mean, to say the least. They basically showed, what investigators found when they got there and what we had reported previously. Libby was completely naked. Abby was clothed next to her. They both had their arms seemingly positioned in certain ways with sticks and branches laying over them. Libby's clothing, some of it, Abby was wearing her pants as well as her sweatshirt, some of Libby's clothing found in the river, along with some of Abby's clothing as well.
We heard several hours of testimony from Indiana State Police crime scene investigators, what they saw when they first walked up on the scene, the care they took to process that scene. One of the things, Max, that I found perplexing was, in the past, the state has tried to perhaps downplay the sticks, the branches, even some about the size of a log that were laying on these girls' bodies, and say, well, it's possible maybe they were there to simply disguise or camouflage them. I looked at those photographs. That was not camouflage, that was not disguise. Those were laid out in specific geometric patterns on those girls that must mean something to the person who killed them.
Yeah, and they even asked one of the crime scene investigators at one point, they said, is it possible that could have been done naturally? And the crime scene investigators said it was likely not true. The big thing about those branches that came out today, and specifically the way the crime scene investigators handled that, was that the branches, which did have blood on them, seemingly from the girls, and were placed, obviously, as you said, in specific ways, they were taken off the girls, set to the side, and then they were left at the scene. They did not take those back to be processed for anything. One investigator said that they have never been able to get DNA off of a surface like that. However, someone in state police leadership 2 days later told them to go back and get them, and they did.
Also, what they found after they'd been working out there for a full day is apparently what we've been told the key piece of evidence that links Richard Allen to the crime scene, and that would be a darn near pristine bullet that one night an investigator looked down and said, what's that shiny thing underground?
Yeah, they were using what I believe was ultraviolet light. They said a blue light of some kind that they were sort of processing the scene with. One of the investigators was sort of standing back and said they saw something shimmering, shiny. They used a whole bunch of different words for it. And that's when they say they found that bullet. It was face down. You could see the picture, face down in the ground, so you could only see the back of it. But the big criticism from the defense was that the crime scene investigators only took photos of it in the ground. They didn't pick it up. They didn't take photos of it, laying on a table or something like that. So you couldn't really see the pointy end of the bullet, which was a big criticism. And I think one of the defense attorneys said at one point that how can you tell that bullet is the same one that's going to end up in this courtroom if we can't see the full thing?
That is the bullet that supposedly connects a gun owned by Richard Allen to the killings. Now, while you were in court, Max, today another motion was filed by the defense. The defense would like to keep out at the very least the audio portion of the Bridge Guy video. We've seen Bridge Guy on Abby's cell phone walking across. We heard him say on their guys down the hill. At one point, we've been told one of the girls whispers, he's got a gun or gun. And the defense would like to keep that out because they say, first of all, it's kind of hard to make out, and second of all, we can't prove that is what the girl said and that is what she was referring to.
Yeah, and that's very interesting. Also, the phone, I forgot to mention, was found under Libby's shoe, under Abby's body. That was another big head-turning thing. We expect tomorrow they were getting ready to bring out the actual clothes that they found from the river. That's what we think is going to happen, and that's where we think we're going to pick up tomorrow morning.
All right, we'll be back here tomorrow morning during Fox 59 Morning News. For Max Lewis, I'm Russ McQuaid reporting live from Delphi.